Hello, folks. JJP Tin Man. Views of NYC. Oh, looking that way. That's 94th Street. That's heading west. And this is my street. Well, I don't live on 94th. I live at 94th and West End Avenue. I actually live on West End Avenue. But now I'm on 94th, just off of Central Park West. And it's going to take a little walk into the park, but thought I'd just say hello, show you at 94th Street. Look when you get a little further east from where I live, because I just showed you the picture looking back there. I'm about 4 blocks over to Broadway, 1 block down, and then there's my apartment building on the corner of West End and North 94th. Oop, cars are beeping at me. It's so quiet up here that, you know, even the traffic, there's not much. It's amazing. Friday after. And it's just, that's one thing about the Upper West Side, this particular neighborhood too. No matter when it is, it's pretty quiet. You know, even when there's people out walking, you see people doing their thing, workers. You know, you see a lot of people with their doggies, walking their dogs, or people with their kids, and babies in carriages. That's what you see most of, and older folks. Some of them with walkers or canes, or, you know, really see it. Well, there's a lot of old folks in Manhattan, but I'm just saying, I don't know. As I'm up here on the Upper West Side, and I just noticed that a lot of the street traffic, people that are out, you know, getting away from the apartment, they're walking with a cane, they're older, you know, just keep on doing it, keep on moving. Notice that up here a lot. You know, of course, the street's not being so busy, makes it a little safer to walk. I guess this used to be a bike rack here, but it looks like it's not being used currently. I wonder why. Got it all closed off. I got those little red things over where the bikes should be pushed in there. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring it back. Anyhow, so there's the park ahead there, right there. 94th. All the western blocks up here, from about 59th Street up to 110th Street. If you walk across, especially on the west side, well, on the east side as well, you bump into, no matter what, you dead end into Central Park. And so this street, you'd have to go all the way through the park there. On the other side, you'd find 94th Street on the east side. So we're gonna just take a walk in there a little bit, and not for long, but we'll just make this little video here saying hello, giving you another view of NYC that I haven't done in a while. The park, well, lots of parks. I'm always downtown in the Washington Square and Tompkins Square and the Union Square parks and other parks, but I don't make it, well, used to make it into Central Park, Jesus, almost every day, especially in the summertime. Played softball, hung out in the park a lot, and watched softball games, which I still do watch anyway. I don't play too much anymore, of course. Get to be older. I don't know, I might jump into a game somewhere at some point, you know. But anyway, I don't know why this is all taped off. What happened here? I don't know. Let's see, I'm going to look for a place to walk into the park. You got to be right up here somewhere. I used to play years and years ago. I actually had a permit for a softball field. This is 94th Street. I had a permit for a softball field that was about 100th Street, something like that, 99th, 100th, just a few blocks up from here into the park. Really nice field. Had a permit every Sunday morning from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd play with a bunch of guys. We'd have kind of like a sandlot game. You know, people would just show up and we would choose up sides. And it could be out of, you know, once it got popular and people started coming, there could be up to like 30 guys or so, you know. You only get 9 on the field at the time on each team. So we used to just pick teams and then just substitute guys in and out of the team so everybody would get a chance to play. It's a lot of fun. We actually formed a team. I formed a team the North Meadow boys, because this is the North Meadow up here where oh, maybe I'll walk into there. We'll see if I can find the darn entrance. I think there's one up here. Anyway, we'll get into the park and we'll take a look at that at any rate. And anyway, so I did that for years. Oh boy, a long time. From around 1978 until about 93. And then I sort of decided that was enough for me. The game went on. I passed it over to another fellow to take care of all the bases and equipment and stuff that we would use. And then I went for rides on the weekend and on Sunday on my motorcycle, which I had been neglecting when I was playing it. You know, on the weekends you would think you would want to get the heck out on your motorcycle, especially in the summertime. But so that's what I did. From then on, I only visited the game a couple times. It went on for years. I mean, it still might be in some form even today. They wouldn't know who started it or that we started or whatever, because it's a softball field. It's not like we were the only ones using it. But there might be a Sunday morning game. Someone has the permit on the field still where people show up. I've never checked it out. But you know, maybe sometime I will. I'm up here. I live up here now. I used to have to come from downtown for these games, you know. No, I live up here now on 94th and West End Avenue, on West End Avenue. And anyway, so this is going to be an entrance here. What is this, 96th, I believe? I believe it is. Yeah, this is 96th Street and Central Park West. And there's traffic. Now, if you wanted to go through the park, you can drive through. You see? And actually, we got that little place closed there. That's like probably the circular drive. But you can cross through to the east side at various places. There's even a road, like I say, that goes around the outside perimeter of the park. The whole park from 59th to 110th on both the east and the west goes around there. And at some point, they close that to traffic, like on a weekend. Well, various times they close it to traffic, and it's really just for people to walk, jog, ride a bike, skateboard, roller skate, you know, just not drive your cars. And everybody's aware of everybody. That's kind of a nice way to see all the people walking, you know. And you can go into any area of the park that you want as you're walking along. So that's a nice thing. Anyway, I don't know if I need to get in there. I think I should probably. Okay. I'm just trying to find a place where I don't have to get around this street here. It's been a while since I've actually been up here over here. My first time since I moved up here, I've actually come over and walked and take a peek at the park. In a moment. What's this? Well, that's a playground. You know, at the playground, the kids are in there playing, having fun. Parents, moms, mostly. Nice little playground. There's a lot of playgrounds in Central Park. There's another little street. This is probably, if you came from the east side, you get across to here, this is probably the pathway to the street there. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to sneak into the park now as I get past here. I just don't feel like crawling over this little wall. They got plenty of entrances, you know. So, hopefully, we'll find a spot coming up real soon. Yeah, this is the side. 97th is where the car's coming from the east side to the west side. They go right through the park. The one I showed you before was from the west side to the east side. So anyway, now let's see here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can sneak right in there now. I'm gonna get past this road right here. Hey, traffic, you got a red light. I'm doing all right now. So you see the entranceway here. It's not the entranceway to the park. You can get in many places. Just some places are more open. Howie says no riding. In other words, they don't want any bike riders on the sidewalks. And some of them do it anyway. This is for walking and strolling, not riding your bike and running into people. So now look at the greenery. I mean, look at the trees and the grass, and it's just Central Park is just glorious. It's amazing. Welcome to Central Park. Not sure where to start? Scan the code to get a customized itinerary. Oh yeah, that's neat. Tourists coming here and walking into the park. You scan that, tells you all the neat little spots in the park where something's happening or has happened or it's famous for or whatever. I don't really need that. I know a lot of spots. I know the park very well. I've known the whole city very well for many years, but it's amazing as the years go on, though, you do forget things, and also things change. Not so much in the park, but in the city. You don't walk along a certain neighborhood for a long time. If you come back, whoops, what happened to those 3 buildings over there? Oh, where'd that skyscraper come from? You know, things change. Anyway, here we are in Central Park at 96th, or rather 97th. Yeah, and so I'm going to keep walking across for a while here, a little bit, and maybe I'll just go up this walkway here. Or is that the ball fields in there? I don't know. I see something that looks like ball fields over there. Yeah, let's see. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see. Maybe I'll walk that way. Yeah. There's some folks going up some steps over there. It's very hilly in the park. As a matter of fact, where I live, over on 94th on West End Avenue on the corner, it's a very hilly area. And in fact, I live up a little hill that comes down from Broadway. And most of Manhattan is not so hilly. It has some little hills, but it's really hilly up here. And in the park, you'll notice there's plenty of, it's not all level ground. Oh, this is the ball fields over here. Maybe, I wonder if this is actually where we play. A little unfamiliar with it now. Maybe it's other ball fields though too. It could even have added some ball fields, you never know. Anyway, so we're gonna walk in here and see what's happening over here. Doesn't look like there's any games going on. That's another thing. A lot of times during the summer, anytime you come in, wherever there's ball fields, especially south of here, Heckscher Fields, there's organized leagues playing a lot. You come in and just hang out, watch some great games. I used to play on certain teams that played on these ball fields, organized softball leagues, and a lot of fun. So anyway, I wonder, now I got to get a peek at this to make sure to see if this is, I don't remember it being laid out like this. It's possible it could have been re-landscaped, or they added a field in the field area where we were, because I don't remember more than one field on the one that we played on at 101st. Of course, that could be a couple blocks north of here, and these could be fields that have been added since 93, the last time that I actually played up here. Although I said I did come and visit a couple of times. But anyway, we'll take a peek here. Yeah, it's very quiet. No games. Like I say, now this would have to be, you don't have to have a permit to play, of course, but nobody can come and bother you if you got the permit. And but in places like this, where maybe it's not as active with organized permits and leagues, it just depends on whether anybody's coming around to play. And right now, you can see both of these fields here, they're empty. So anybody wanted to come and play, I could see somebody kicking a ball or soccer ball around or whatever. That's another thing. Sometimes they play soccer on these fields. And we used to have a little bit of a problem, actually, because I had a permit for the whole field. And these guys that played soccer would show up and they got a lot of guys, start playing the soccer, and we go, hey, fellas, that's the outfield. We got a permit here. Sorry. And sometimes they give you some trouble. A little pushback. I'd say, good, I'll just report it. How about that? So there's a little soccer ball or something sitting right there. I wonder if that's just a stray, and there's somebody out there playing. There you go, playing with his little kid. They got the whole place to themselves right now. And there's a field over there I can see, way over there. There's a field right here. And there's a field right here. That's making me try to figure out, is this where we were? Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me go around this way, around this field, take a look and get an idea. There's a little building over there. There was a building nearby where you could actually go in, and it's a shelter, but also in a storage place for some of the stuff they use in the equipment of sports and stuff. But it was a place for a restroom. You could even take a shower. So that might be the same building. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've been here, as I said. But you can see how beautiful the park is. Of course, there's an area that's got a bunch of fence around it. They're probably doing something in there, fixing up the landscaping or who knows what exactly behind that covered gated area there. Oh, here's another field popped in here right there. This definitely isn't the exact spot, or I'm just not remembering that there were other fields all over it, because I don't remember that. What's it say? It says North Meadow Ball. Well, you know, that's probably what they did. They probably added a couple of these. They had so much space. You can, you know, this one, look, there's a little field right there. You know, there's a field there. There's a field right here. Home plate, and there's a field way over on the other end. There's a field right over there on the beyond the outfield over there. You know, you can see the back so well, it's hard to see. Anyway, so it just could be that since I've been up here, the North Meadow fields have increased. That could very well be. I think that's why I'm not recognizing. I think this would actually be what they're calling field number 2. Or maybe field number 1. No, because it faced this way. I got a feeling maybe this field number 2 was the field we played on without all these other fields around it. I think. Because, I mean, this all looks a little different. You can see, like, the walkway here. It's all nice, fresh, black top. And, you know, probably used to be just an old-time cement sidewalk. And this looks like it's been recently done. Probably that's why this work's going on over here. They're fixing up this area with the greenery, planting or doing something to correct some problem. Who knows? Yeah. So anyway, is that a big stone over there? I wanted to try to find some. Well, you can see some big stones here. That's the thing about it. It's almost mountainous in a way, like a foothill, because you see these kind of big boulder like things sticking out of the ground all over the place here, or big huge boulders up out of the ground. And I was going to say and forgot before, right around here, if you go to where the what would they call it, well, I can't think of it at the moment, but not far from here is an area where at that point it's the highest point, the tallest point, land point in Manhattan. So that's how hilly the park is. Yeah. Oh, that isn't a big boulder over there. That's a big bush with still has some flowers on it. It hasn't lost all its blooms yet. There's another one over there hasn't lost its blooms yet. They're a little late, but that's okay. Looks nice with the blooms. You know. So anyway, let me just see what this building is, and then I'll say goodbye. I know people don't like to be on here more than 10 minutes, even if they stay for 10. Anyway, so, yeah, that does look like a shelter, although that doesn't even look exactly the same. Who knows? It's been a long time. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm in the way. No. Anyway, well, this does say North Meadow Center Reconstruction. You see? Yeah. That's why the path is closed, and this area is a little, You can see it behind those fences over there. Well, you can't see it from here, it's a long way. There's a lot of stuff behind those fences. They're doing a lot to the landscaping and the North Meadow Center. That's what I was talking about. They're redoing it. So I knew something was going on. See that? It's a whole thing telling you about the North Meadow Center Reconstruction. Yeah, all right. Central Park Conservancy. Scan to learn more about this project. Yeah, about that. All right, look at that. It's got all the blossoms that are still on that little bush, tree, whatever. Yeah, what a beautiful day. There are some clouds, but it's not rain clouds. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day here in the park. And this is one of the best places to be on a day like this. That's one reason I'm over here checking it out, taking a walk. All right. So that's it for now. I'll be making more in the park here when I'm in different spots, as I will be as the summer goes on. We're just getting started. It's still late spring right now. And I'm not in, I haven't been out and about that much yet. I can't wait for the streak of weather to stay like it is now. Excuse me. Because I'll be out more, enjoying the weather and the summertime and the parks or wherever I might find myself. Okay, so that's about it. See, now that looks familiar. That's probably the older. That's probably what I remember as the little shelter house, which they're obviously doing a whole number on. That's good. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Here comes somebody in an umbrella. Sunshine, heat, probably helps. Okay. Bye-bye. JJB Tin Man. Views of NYC and Central Park. Yeah. Bye-bye.